Dele, Dzambhala to draw number, Saja College of Samana, the Soke Dele, Caserimbo, there is Sanjay, Poland, there is Sabte, Omagacha, there is Hamana Procade, this is something on the top of the Sashi Dele.
Good morning to all my Dharma friends joining us from all over the world on the live stream. I wish you a long life, and I'm offering to you some of this milk tea in the Buddha's begging bowl, and it is the milk of loving kindness. So anyone who possesses loving kindness will receive this offering. Tadashi Deleg, everyone.
Welcome everyone, Worldwide Sangha. We're all grateful for you tuning in to our annual Amitabha Accumulation Retreat. And we will begin the morning session now from 9 to 12 Arizona time. And be sure to keep track of your mantra accumulations. There will be a mantra counter on the website by lunchtime for you to post your mantras each day if you wish, or at the very end, Garchen Rinpoche would like a mantra count of how much we accumulate during this blessed retreat. Thank you.
So we start in the yellow prayer book on page 1. All Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings.
Ma nong ka dan nyam be sim je dam je de wa dan de ve je
Jodang
den ba je je dong ha da dong ha je je da da wa je dong ha me be de wa da men ra wa je nye ren cho dan nye dan ra dong yo la ne bo je.
May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Now we turn to the Amitabha Sadhana, starting on page 1.
Lama
In the space in front appears the Guru in the form of Amitabha, surrounded by an inconceivable retinue of bodhisattvas. Namo, to the three jewels and the three roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening.
Toma mene ta te pa me ke jo dan ta me na sem ne nye mo wan je be de pa tam je xiao pa ye nian te ran ja san jo se so se je wo la so pa yu sam ye wa che sa pa su na la ne da ye na Sim Nam Jia Sambata Lo Ye Se Ra Che Dava Mo Te Ba Ye Chu Je Ko Lo Ko De So Ko Wa Che Se Ma Dong Ba Nyang Le Men Da Tu Je Ye Dong Her Yang So Su Wa Ye Sim Nam La Se So So Dāgē sōnā che sāpa, tam che sān chō 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 ne, rēmbā mē tō chō wā ye, rēmbē pā sē tā chē.
Back to page 2. With sincere faith, I pay homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abiding in the 10 directions in 3 times. I offer flowers, incense, lamps, fragrances, food, music, and the like, actually arranged and mentally created. Supreme gathering, please accept them. I confess all evil deeds, the 10 non-virtues, and 5 acts without interval, that I have committed, overpowered by mental afflictions, since beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the merit, all the virtue accumulated in the 3 times, by the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, ordinary beings and the like. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma, of the greater and lesser vehicles, and the teachings common to both, according to the aspirations and diverse mental capacities of sentient beings. Until samsara is emptied, do not pass into nirvana, but compassionately look upon sentient beings drowning in the ocean of suffering. May all the merit I have accumulated become the cause of awakening, and may I soon become a glorious guide of beings. The field of accumulation dissolves into me. Thus the mind of the four immeasurables has arisen within the mind streams of myself and all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness. May they be free from all suffering. May they never be separate from happiness. May they abide in great equanimity. Back to page 5. Appearance and existence, all phenomena of samsara and nirvana are empty by nature. Not realizing this, how afflicted are deluded beings in samsara. My own awareness appears as a white Shri, the manifestation of unified emptiness, clarity, and compassion. The Shri transforms into myself, appearing as Chandresik, seated upon a cushion of lotus and moon. I have one face and 4 arms. 2 are joined at the heart, and the other 2 hold a lotus and garland. Peaceful and with loving countenance, I am dressed in the garments of a Sambhogakaya Buddha. Sitting in cross-legged posture, my lower body is enfolded in a lotus. In the space in front, upon a seat of lotus and moon, appears a red tree gleaming with light. The light radiates, pleasing the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and gathering their knowledge, love, and power. The light then dissolves back into the tree. Again, light rays radiate to the 6 realms, purifying the karmic visions, self-grasping, and habitual imprints of sentient beings. The light gathers back and the tree transforms into the supreme protector of beings, Buddha Amitabha. He is bright red like a mountain of rubies, with 1 face and 2 arms in equipoise mudra, holding a begging bowl. He is garbed in the 3 Dharma robes and sits in cross-legged posture. Ceaselessly looking upon beings with eyes of compassion, he appears as the great embodiment of all Buddhas. On his right is the noble supreme Chenrezig, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a white lotus with the left hand. White and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. To the left of the Lord is the Bodhisattva Vajrapani, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a Vajra in the left hand. Blue and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. They are surrounded by an assembly of bodhisattvas. The 3 places of the principal Lord are marked with the 3 syllables. From the syllables, white, red, and blue light radiates to the 10 directions, and in particular to the Pure Land of Sukhavati, invoking the heart pledge of Amitabha and his retinue, who then instantly appear at this place. In the great bliss sphere of my own primordially pure awareness abides Amitabha and retinue as the naturally present innate radiance. From the beginning the Samaya being and wisdom being are one, yet your form manifests from the expanse of great love and compassion, in accordance with the mental inclinations of beings. Following your heart pledge, come here to this place and be seated indivisibly from the mandala of the Samaya being.
我们的萨帕人尔可是言了见到的白去用的点白让见家为小的么若公就把朋村头就接当三娘你往下自然的自成让见家为小的么若公是本情我记就接那在没到那从这般的这般人200年了的若公有的用真是真修人间皆总真修都不得尊主让心就为修了么若公是进来着我修三千万人天之门我在让心就为头了么若公出了梦梦是我就够刚了年节车起了让心就为过了么若我跟着去你都不修若家就当定被小人的特别让家为家兰本若公真正是天头啊有我当作上你怎着我的都接让你家为你那么若公上就身当定不修王婆真正的被用天啊毛拉让见家瓦那拉巴，若公上面得为我把手，扎些大当接当家些多，一些让见家瓦那拉巴，若公上界用得多把手。
Back to page 10. 3. I offer this water endowed with 8 attributes, with the nature of generosity to the mouths of the victorious ones. May there be perfect fortune for all beings. I offer this foot-cleansing water, clear, cool, pristine, and exquisite, and with the nature of morality, to the feet of the victorious ones. May all beings be relieved from the torment of existence. I offer various beautiful celestial flowers that have the nature of patience to the eyes of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the 7 attributes of the higher realms. I offer naturally sweet-smelling scents and blended incense that has the nature of diligence to the noses of the victorious ones. May all beings become free from the bonds of existence. I offer this precious, radiant, and lustrous lamp that has the nature of meditation to the hearts of the victorious ones. May all beings clear away the dense darkness of their deluded minds. I offer fragrant medicinal elixir, saffron, and the like, which have the nature of transcendent knowledge, to the bodies of the victorious ones. May all beings realize the inner nature of phenomena. I offer food endowed with the essence of 100 tastes, with the nature of method, to the tongues of the victorious ones. May all beings be sustained by the food of samadhi. I offer harmonious musical sounds, such as those of conch shell, drum, and bell, which have the nature of power, to the ears of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the awakening mind. I offer the 5 desirables that appease the senses and have the nature of prayer to the victorious ones. May all beings be satisfied by untainted bliss. I offer the 8 auspicious substances, the 8 auspicious symbols, and the 7 royal attributes, which have the nature of wisdom to the victorious ones. May all beings attain the attributes of Buddhahood.
Om Sarva Punsa Mandra Samandra Sa Vina Samaye je je ram ja tham je je da de zong da ma zong bo dang da le long jo do ba chin che ba to me de xin de pu ba ye do gong dang zhen ra ye san shen de nun da xin de to me je wa yo.
All owned and unowned things of the entire infinite billionfold universe, my own body enjoyments and all possessions, I offer without holding anything back to the Pure Land of Sukhavati. May the self-grasping of beings be thereby fully pacified. May they be endowed with the awakening mind, and may their birth in the Pure Land be unobstructed.
Om Rena Mandala Pandama Rasa Sanje Doba Dunjanja Redon Zemen Hansen Chubamba Ninzen Chana Chenye Londa Jakosam Zola Jaya Ran Toje Jinche Mebe Chungogo Konde Kuncharan Kunchu Kujo Kosa Meme Chabda Chimbongo.
Realizing that my own mind is the Buddha, I pay homage on the ultimate level. Abiding within ungraspable empty awareness, everything comprised within appearance and existence is offered. Deluded perceptions of dualistic grasping are confessed within the expanse of Dharmata. I rejoice within the state of the spontaneous completion of the three kayas. The Dharma wheel of unceasing compassion will always turn. Abide within the natural Dharma kayam that pervades all samsara and nirvana. In infinite pervasiveness, where there is no reference point of the three spheres, dedication will always take place. Shri, ever turning the wheel of Dharma in the Pure Land of Sukhavati, you unceasingly look upon sentient beings with compassion. Homage and praise to Amitabha, who, abiding in equipoise, follows his pledge to act for the purpose of beings. To Chenrezig, Vajrapani, the other bodhisattvas, the noble assembly of arhats, and the gathering of deities abiding in Sukhavati, I humbly pay homage and offer praise with body, speech, and mind.
Kamsam Senja Kunjat Jan Namda De
Back to page 17. At the heart of myself, appearing as Chenrezig, on a moon disk is a shrine surrounded by the 6-syllable mantra circling clockwise. From it, light radiates and a white mantra garland issues forth, emerges from my heart and dissolves into the heart of the deity visualized in front. Thus, Amitabha's compassionate heart pledge of body, speech, and mind is invoked. From the mantra garland around the Shri at the heart of Amitabha, a red mantra garland of light emerges from his mouth, enters my mouth, and I obtain blessings and attainments. In this way, the mantra circles continuously between myself and Amitabha. The multicolored light issuing from the circling mantra garland pleases the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, purifies the 3 types of obscurations of all sentient beings in the 3 realms, and the universe and beings transform into the Pure Land of Sukhavati.
Senti Sanji Nimato Yomari, Sanji Tamsi Jato Chipotavare, Senti Charon Chipotavare, Charon Domin Namban Hato Yore, Jato Toto Yoma Barabdi, Dungi Kanga Yomari, the Dungi maybe Deva Tamadama Sanji Kombang, Sanji Seji, Utang Dungi Yomari, the Pete, this Talagong Hatele, Kishambo, Red.
So, Dharma friends, I'm going to say a few words. So every year we are holding the 100 million Amitabha mantra recitation retreat, which is a very important practice. And so generally when we practice the secret mantra, the Vajrayana, we visualize the deity, we recite the mantra, and with our mind we give rise to bodhichitta. And even if there are hundreds of different forms of deities, we always practice these three aspects of visualizing the form, the mantra recitation, and the mind of bodhicitta. And through these three, we are purifying our obscurations of body, speech, and mind. The Buddha himself had said, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. They are only obscured by adventitious stains. And so these adventitious stains is the grasping at the true existence of appearances and our concepts about them. It is the dualistic grasping at self and other, when actually self and other do not exist. And through such grasping, we have formed very thick layers of habitual tendencies, of karmic imprints, of body, speech, and mind. And this has caused the mind to freeze into an ice block temporarily. So that is this adventitious obscuration. But when this obscuration is purified, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. Also the sentient beings living in the three lower realms, they all possess Buddha nature. It is just that they have not purified their obscurations. So if you understand this, you understand the essence of deity practice and mantra recitation. And if you understand this essence, it is extremely meaningful. Now in this world, people have different opinions. Some follow a religion, some do not. But in any case, between Buddhas and sentient beings, there is no actual division, no difference. Buddhas' minds are like a vast ocean, and sentient beings are like big ice blocks. And as long as we are in an ice-like state, we experience all kinds of suffering, while the ocean itself is freely moving without any obstruction. There is no suffering in the ocean. The waves in the ocean do not suffer. So we say in our prayer, may beings be free from suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from suffering. So even though sentient beings exist, ultimately the Buddha nature never really experiences suffering. So to remove these obscurations, the deity yoga, the visualization of the deity, and the mantra recitation are very important.
Shila mane tepe jermeso simji tamje la sangje ji lingbo mena sangje chitangona sangje ja toya yo mare toya yo ba sepe ta charum de nyato ta re de semdi yoli sangje ge yo wa dera de ta bakcha som ja lo ba bakcha de ni ma yisum ni mata ro ro so so jin kam somji so jin zomi de la so ba Shekhiyo tesno ramji ke danji ni chok yore, daji yin zi le tili, temzir ju ni mara kone yu song, jiti songo, 말고 세군이로 맞도록 하나게 지는더니 그것도 뭐 하나는 무슨 생군이로 통화 수요 통화대 상지에 통일 공부를 마통 대신지 대소가 이제 대회는 되니까 라군가 될 건데 대다고도 고네 그러니까 다 탐색바이 시바 이시에 요래 이시바데 간에 양쪽 전부 쳤다 그래 탐색방에서 자공다 그래 자공 그 양쪽 좋은데 양쪽 공대나 이 자공도 저래 양쪽으로 탐탁 요래 뭐 빼던지나 그리 대다가 차대 이제 마 유는 뭐 다고요 좋대 유는 뭐 맞잘 자공데 유는 뭐 셔터고요 말에 대회는 사이 상남지 말했더니 설루가 박차 양가는 좀 저거요. 나 대비 자디가 박차 남도 똑같은 그 소리 좋다고요 말에 선들이 진필로 남사 속선 진필로 토마들이 잘로르서데 우리 잡대 진필로 하는데 사초과도 나는 잡대 나는 졸라 앞에서 사진 좀 봐요. 네 산지에 좀 십지 탑질 핑고 상네 지금 나라 핑고 상들이 나는지 뭐 들자도 나 장장을 들고 들게도 많이 좀 들고 마음에 봐 나인지 봐 대회는 되니까 다 탐지게 되니 상속선 나봐 니들 오 그래서 상속선 진핑으로 삼바체에 받아도 있지나 이를 세상마 로로자 이젠 잡는 것이지만 상황도 봐 이제도 그 철은 거리들 삼바든지 삼바들 이제 요래 대다오는 대대도 나고 대 봤더니 다이니메가 잡초 요장 잡초처럼 이용을 남카 요장 남카를 이용을지 대다오도 되니 로주조데 로주조 시간을 깨지는 일단 로주조 봐도 타만들랑 나와 get다 나와 탐저랑 그 셈지 랑그 셈이 나랑그 셈은 뭐 셈이 뭐 좋아요 말아 왠지 파주 깨자 셰지요래 가셔야오래 내가 자초로 그 자초 따거든 이 카도 나만 하서 되라 자연구요래 들다가 살아 망고들이 들고 사와들이 취지디 사와 이 콜로스라고 답을 줄롱지 되면은 감시들이 나디들 좀 되면은 들이 지핑으로 어떤 거 답이 줄럭 되라서 봐 롱이 되대요 이 대일들 강하게 받았을 때 답답 산지고 뭐 터지고 봐 대하고 그래 대회를 때렸더니 사제선 주저한테 야고하고 또 이기다 답답하니 이싸우 하고는 랍자는 들이 자와는 제와대 하고서 이 참만야들은 누요래 동인도 봐 습득다 용 말이 동인 뭐 누른 거 추보고 되는지 추보고 이렇게 동네에서 답이 주의되는 셈도 절고 그래 셈을 가려주고 단지도 절고 그래 단지도 지핑으로 싸우는 절더니 셈지바데 아무 짝수로 하더니 이 남대 수동도 사제가 있어 사제가 어릴 때 사제가 삼제 때에서 주디는 주봉 뒤에서 이제 동자와서 소설은 돼서 주디에서 주디 저거 삼바다 이제 섞어 달으면 체들은 통치적으로 삼바다 이게도 줄여요 도로 속 차서를 삼아리는 내다 봐 표준 삼제가 대와 가세도 그랬더니 삼제 매부터 도로 차 속차는 또 과시 도저도 과라다 때라서 그 당시 저기 지금 남 삼제 용맥이 제발 저기 시간을 본 거래 차도고 본 거래 저기 삼제 줄라 단지 오자 단지 양자 삼제 요서는 이 당시 잡혀도 너는 삼제가 용지디 양내는데 이 사시바 사족선성 이 상내 사족선 삼제를 안 주니 삼제를 안 줘도 이동 같은 따위 처음 시바 진상 빼지 진상 손이 빼지 이제 들어서 와서 상축책을 용띠게 된서 장을 뒤따로 상모는 이제니 단지의 상축책을 상제의 님한테 되게 쇼건도 없어 지금이 제식되면 그래서 사제가 사람 세트게 상 semtektikte sanzangde ngam de watni ta saya ni tere sambat sebebani teni sona te kichimo yore 그 탐제게 힘모다 그래 대다고 하고 손으로더니 라카리 양내게는 힘보다 그래 이제 나다르서 좀 하시면 그때 토론들이 아무데가 또 따뜻해지는 데서 어쨌든 담는 간이는 상 그리고 또 냠들이 참아 산속 세계 냠들이 가서 찍고 마시 주심지 사지에 탐색해 담보 산속 것도 세표다 세비 탐색 세비요래 내일 대비지고 또 요래 주지 얘기 또 이제 세비 탐색 사지에 내일 나가 잡아 또 얘기고 많다나 사바 세비 받아 이렇게 고 대전 대문에 소설 팽거래 소설 팽 나진이가 팽거래 이 때문에 아무데서 저 주로나 바들이 그세래라 들 자시들 부선서 또 마사야 그리시 모요래
Lord Chitin Sumgön said in the Gongchik that so normally we come to this quote, as normally we always say that there's Buddhas and sentient beings, and in this world there's different religions, and some people speak about their refuge as a jewel or as the Buddha and so on. So what Lord Chitin Sumgön said in the Gongchik is, if it doesn't exist on the basis, it couldn't become that by merely like looking at it this way. So meaning that just because we see things a certain way, it can't become that way if it doesn't already exist that way fundamentally. So in other words, if sentient beings would not possess Buddha nature, then they could not attain Buddhahood, even if they thought they could. But they possess Buddha nature. Their mind is just like an ice block that has the nature of water. So everyone who possesses a mind possesses the cause of Buddhahood. And we are only obscured by temporary habitual patterns of body, speech, and mind that need to be purified. So we speak about all kinds of different beings. There's the human beings, all the other beings in the 6 realms of samsara, or the 3 worlds. There's beings with a body and without a body, and so forth. And they have established these various forms and appearances due to self-grasping or dualistic grasping. And Jigten Sumgön also said that the 12 links of interdependence arise out of ignorance. So out of ignorance, we begin to wander in samsara, meaning that it is because we have not realized the nature of the mind. In the Samantabhadra prayer, it says, when you see it, you are a Buddha. But what you have seen also has to be habituated. And if you do not see it, you are a sentient being. So that is why it is important to habituate to the deity and the mantra recitation. And so in the context of deity practice, there is the wisdom being and the samaya being. The wisdom being is like the ocean water, and the samaya being is like an ice block that needs the warmth of the ocean water in order to melt. So this warmth is like the habituation to the practice. So we always have to be with it. Like an ice block always has to be with the warmth in order to melt. So this example really corresponds with how things really are. So we recite the mantra, we practice the deity for a very long time, because we want to generate this heat that can melt the ice block. If that is not generated, then the ice block will not melt. But that is the purpose of the secret mantra, the Vajrayana practice. We train in the visualization and the mantra recitation over and over again until all of our habitual tendencies have become purified. And then we recite the mantra mainly to purify the habitual tendencies of our speech. When we recite the mantra, we cannot place any more karmic imprints of speech into our mind. Then with our mind, we cultivate bodhichitta, an altruistic mind. And that begins with first taking the refuge vow. because our actual refuge or protection is this mind of bodhicitta. In our refuge prayer, we say, may I attain enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. So I want to attain enlightenment so that I can benefit all sentient beings. If you think that I want to attain enlightenment for myself, then that is just more self-grasping. And that is exactly what we need to tame or purify. It is the self-grasping mind. It is this belief in the self that does not actually exist. So we speak about two kinds of bodhicitta. There is the relative bodhicitta, which is the altruistic mind, the immeasurable love. When immeasurable love arises in your body and mind will naturally come into a state of ease, of relaxation. And then you will be able to consider the suffering of all other beings in this world. You will feel their suffering because you have compassion for these beings. Then there is the ultimate bodhicitta, and that is to realize that self and other are inseparable, are non-dual. Even though there is ocean water, there is no duality in water. Even though there is the sky, there is no duality in the sky. So this realization leads to the manifestation or birth in the Sambhogakaya Pure Lands. And for a Sambhogakaya, the enjoyment body, they enjoy their own self-projections. All appearances are your own mind. So you interact with others, you see others, but at the same time recognizing that the nature of our mind is one and the same. So even though they know that, they can still interact with others and engage in various activities. So that is the nature of the rainbow-like Sambhogakaya, appearing in various different shapes and forms and colors. So there are many different deities that we can practice. There are many different traditions. There is the mundane traditions and the Dharma or spiritual traditions. We say that we engage in activity, the activity of the three wheels. But in brief, there is two traditions. The mundane tradition of the humans that is based on self-grasping, and then the Dharma tradition, which is based on altruism. And through this, one can attain the state of enlightenment ultimately. And so at first we say that there are Buddhas and sentient beings, but there is a connection between Buddhas and sentient beings. There is a connection between the wisdom beings and the Samaya beings. And it's important to clearly understand this connection. If you understand it, then if you practice a single deity, it is like you are practicing 100 deities. And then when you understand that, you will want to engage in deity practice. You will want to free yourself from suffering. And there's really no one who wants to suffer. But there still are some who say, I have no need for the Dharma or any religion. But if they do not have the Dharma, then they have simply no method to free themselves from suffering. So this term Dharma actually means to transform. It's a transformation of your mind. And what we need to transform is our self-grasping by cultivating an altruistic mind, starting with taking refuge first. And when we take refuge in the Buddha, and we naturally take refuge in the Dharma, since this is the path that the Buddha had laid out for us. So that path of the Dharma is nothing else but love. That is what the Buddha taught about. Therefore, it is said the 84,000 teachings of the Buddha have their root in bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the actual Dharma. And whoever gives rise to loving kindness and compassion, will naturally become beneficial to others. Even if one is an animal, for example, there's different kinds of animals. If an animal if it's an animal that possesses love, then these kind of animals can happily and peacefully coexist with one another. And then there's other animals who do not have so much love. They have more of a mind of anger and jealousy. And then they manifest as animals like scorpions or poisonous snakes. So the difference in their various bodies comes about due to their states of mind, whether or not they have given rise to a mind of love. So a poisonous snake or a scorpion, for example, are embodiments of anger and jealousy, whereas other animals like birds are manifestations of loving kindness. So even though they do possess self-grasping, they also possess love, and therefore they appear as beautiful animals that others want to protect. So in this way, think about the qualities of love over and over again. It is also said that what we call the deity is nothing else but bodhichitta. If you understand that, then if you practice a deity, you would practice that deity on the basis, on the foundation of bodhicitta. So the deity is a manifestation of bodhicitta, and everything that is pleasing, all beautiful appearances, the 32 major marks, the 80 minor marks of a Buddha, and so forth, all that is pleasing is a manifestation of bodhicitta, or is a quality of bodhicitta. So if the basis is one of love or loving kindness, this love is like the sun that will naturally melt away self-grasping. So with this as a basis, we should practice Amitabha single-pointedly and recite the Om Mani Deva Shri mantra. So it's very important to engage in this practice on the basis of immeasurable love. That is really the essence of all practice. If you understand that point, you have understood the essence of all deity practice. And so in the Vajrayana, we also speak about the appearance as being the deity, and all sounds, the mantra, and awareness or thoughts arising being Dharmakaya. So with this awareness, we should recite the Om Mani Deva Shri mantra. And wherever you are in the world, when you're reciting this mantra with this as a basis, we really are not separate from each other. We are together. All of us who possess bodhicitta are actually together. And it's not just us, but it's all the Buddhas of the 3 times. We are together with them because they first began by cultivating bodhicitta for the sake of all sentient beings. So when we cultivate bodhicitta, then we connect to their power. It is called the power of the Tathagatas or the Buddha's great compassion. And then if we possess love or bodhicitta, we also connect to the power of the Dharma Dhatu, wherein we are all one. The power of the Dharma Dhatu is the single basis, where all Buddhas and sentient beings are one. And so the third power is then the power of your own good intention. In order to connect to these 2 powers, you need to cultivate immeasurable love within your own mind. And if that is cultivated, that will naturally benefit yourself, and it will benefit all others. So please, Dharma friends, practice the Amitabha mantra in this way. I wish you all a long life, Dashidelek in perfect auspiciousness. And so today we will mainly focus on the mantra recitation.
Yeah, how the Yami Namakabla, Rinpoche, or a Sodom Session, then Yami Sodom Session, you walk on it in a Rang Yami, chair, Tin Yami, Chetangi Yori. Better the Tadinani, Nero Tonto, give me she, Yamsi Kazari. They touch it, Talmana, Yona Yin, my 또 제시되리 내가 다른 거는 탱제 야옹 되니까 네 사실 좀 뒤에 내가 타바시면 너무 쏘는더니 탕제 삼때 중좀 감성과만 만남라 쏘으면 동체 송은 네 다와 사지 좀 줘봐 생기도 좀 뒤쪽으로 차려고요 공부해서 공부해서 가리 이스메지 시락이 앞서 명나 뒤만 대요 라지 그들이 도지 접대요래 공부도 접대 나서는 좋고요래 대면 고접상 촉세는데 대사 삼바체비를 고아서 태별이오나 대탑들이 땡딩에서 땡딩에서 따뜻다 라당마 라당마 데리 마데들 마데다 샘띠고 떼져내고 그래서 다들 라당하고 새도 땅와서 축한다고 그래 별로 그러다 요라 네가 샘띠에 두고 가려야 되나 마 그러다 무슨 얘기하는데 가리 옆들은 샘띠 뭐 봐요 그 쪼자마고 거르고 시대시 떼적네 시대를 저담 내나 저들이 박차도 다르고 그래 별로 저로 초크사들이 가리 차워들이 저 그거를 배제다 시대시 저담 내나들이 상속세고 조르들이 라그선합 조르들이 들랑서 나디지 가리 샥들이 저들 공부 차고 그래 내가 땡땡저당 공부서당 땡땡저당 공부서에서 공부서에서 따르면 줘야 돼야지 땡땡저당 라나와 그래도 랑기 탐지 습지 탐지 참아 내시기 뭐 라래 얘는 로르다 처럼 차고 그것도 랑그 좋게 별로 좋게 되게 좋고 상속세고 좋대래 이제니데 대 공부서당 땡땡저당 공부서에서 잡절이 아래 대대다라는 그냥 텔레 사바체미가 사바체미 거는 이 초아지면 seb지 사바체미 이게 눈에 초기로 해 초라들이 라지 이게 깨그래 대 사바체미게 공부를 해지 당신 공부자들이 다른 거 좋아해 인간 제고 말에 대지가 기체 뭐를 해지
And so when you engage in practice, there are 4 levels of practice. They're called the 4 nails that bind the life force. And there are 2 of them are the essential nails. And you apply that nail that suits your own practice, so the level of practice that you yourself have reached. So for example, if you are a person who has realized the nature of their mind, who is able to practice within a non-dual state of primordial awareness, then such a person only needs to settle within the natural state, or place their mind within the view. They don't need to do anything apart from that. And that is the most powerful nail or practice. And so then the Buddha also said in the Great Liberation Sutra, it is of a greater benefit to rest in a single time in a state of meditation than it is to liberate the lives of all sentient beings in the 3 realms. So if you settle in such a state just a single time, it is extremely powerful. That state will instantly make offerings to all the Buddhas and at the same time purify the obscurations of sentient beings. So this nail is called the nail of meditation, where you simply rest within non-dual primordial awareness. And so you gain an experience of this awareness and then you always continue on within that state. And within that state, actually, the deity is naturally accomplished. So you can just rest within this state while you recite the mantra. So that is the first nail. And then the second nail is if you're someone who is more familiar with the relative bodhichitta of immeasurable love, then you practice the nail of samadhi, the second nail. And So here you cultivate a mind of bodhicitta, and on the basis of that, you visualize the deity and recite the mantra. And so when you recite the mantra, then it is important that your mind is focused single-pointedly and stays there with great stability. So then, in this way, when you focus on the mantra garland in this way, as it revolves around the seed syllable, this revolving mantra garland becomes like a washing machine that washes away all the karmic imprints or habitual tendencies. And you need to focus on the mantra garland single-pointedly, without distraction. So first you establish the mantra garland without movement, and then it slowly begins to revolve, to rotate. And as it rotates faster and faster, and the mind stays there single-pointedly, more and more of your habitual tendencies will become purified. So it is just like when you're turning on a washing machine, it starts to spin really slowly, and so then it kind of accelerates, and it becomes faster, and it develops some heat, so that the water becomes boiling, and then that burns away or washes away all impurities. And so here, the warmth that is generated through this rotation is the warmth of bodhicitta, or the warmth of the deity's blessings. And this warmth will slowly dissolve the ice block of self-grasping. So this is called the nail of samadhi. The first one was the nail of meditation, which is simply to rest within the view or the natural state. And then the nail of samadhi is to practice the deity on the basis of bodhicitta, and with the recognition that self and other, all beings, possess Buddha nature. So ultimately, they all really are the deity by nature. They are only obscured temporarily, so they are temporary ice blocks. And when you generate this heat of bodhicitta, then slowly all these ice blocks will melt. So these are the two most important nails of meditation and of samadhi. And you apply whichever nail suits your own practice. Depending on what level of practice you personally are at. So when you practice the nail of samadhi, then you generate immeasurable love. And with immeasurable love, you have to become aware of the suffering of others. This feeling really must arise within you. So compassion arises instantly, and then you engage in the practice of the deity and the mantra recitation. And again, when you practice the nail of meditation, all you need to do is rest in the view or the natural state of the mind and nothing else. So these two root nails are most important.
Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva. Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, 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 Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, 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 Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva, Amedevasha, 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 Amedeva, 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 Amedevasha, Amedevasha, Amedeva,
Page 19. Hong, innate awareness is the form of Amitabha. Look at the mind that is free of subject-object duality. There is no other Amitabha than that. How wondrous is the truth body of self-knowing awareness.
Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, 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 Om Amedevasha. Om Medevasha, 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 Om Medevasha. Amedevasha, 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 Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, 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 Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, 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 Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Amedevasha, Om 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 Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha, Om Amedevasha. Nigara Amedivasa 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 Amedivasa
Take a break for 30 minutes.